What's going on, YouTube? You're back with Shades, and we're gonna continue our Let's Play of Katawa Shoujo. Last time we left off, we just took Hanako to the nurse's office after her panic attack, and now we're back in the classroom. He's feeling a bit dejected that he wasn't of more help, and the nurse saying that, hey, I can't really tell you anything about that. That's between me, Hanako, and her therapist. Like there's nothing much I can do, but the best thing for you to do right now is go back to class, handle the day as normal, and visit her in the weekend. Visit her at night. The best thing for you to do is be on standby, essentially, which I agreed with. There's not really much you can do with someone that is extremely introverted with this kind of, especially with her condition. But anyway, let's continue with the game, shall we? I went off long enough in the last part about that. Even as I re-enter the classroom, I'm thinking about Hanako. My stomach feels like it's turning into knots while I think about how to deal with her. I still don't know what I'm gonna say when I see her again. Hisao, you're fine. Honestly, you're fine. You're fine. Like, Misha and Chizne, they did their best with what they were given. And I have to say that, like, they did their best, like, in all honesty. But it wasn't just, it just wasn't the right thing to do. Like the best thing to do with that is to actually, like, actively change how you act. Because Hanako is not, like, your average person. If you handle her the wrong way, she will crack. Thankfully, the class doesn't pay me much heed. There are a couple of questioning glances, but overall not many people seem to be very aware of what happened. Muto raises his eyebrows to get my attention when I pass by his desk. Nakai, I think Ikizawa is in the infirmary now. Yeah, I took her there, and the nurse said I should let her rest. Muto nods, assuring me that I made the right call. He scratches his chin for a second before rising from his desk. Everyone, I want you to continue with the exercise. Nakai, I'll see you in the hallway, please. His speech is hushed, but overall doesn't seem to be acting too differently from how he usually does. Being a teacher maybe is to be expected. As we go into the hallway, I notice him taking a quick glance left and right to check if there are any students milling around. The hallway is nearly soundless, but I can't think of anything except waiting for Muto to speak. Nakai, what do you think the purpose of the school is? To cater to the needs of disabled students? Muto scratches his head as he shakes it. No, if we wanted to do that, we would have built a whole new school from scratch. One floor, talking whiteboards, that kind of thing. Look around, Nakai. The school is about giving you all the future that you would have been denied in regular education. Huh? Think of it this way. If we wanted you to graduate and go straight to a hospital, do you think we'd put this much effort? The bluntness of Muto's statement temporarily stuns me, causing me to forget about the immediate situation. No. That's right, we want you all to leave here as useful members of society. I'm not quite sure I'm following you. I have high hopes for you, Nakai. You are possibly the first student that I've had that gets my lectures. That isn't something that a teacher should be admitting so freely. It's true, but you know, teachers play favorites. It's not a lie. Teachers play favorites. Like I remember when I was in honors chemistry, I think, or college prep chemistry. Was it chemistry or bio? But the thing is, like, I was a star student in that room because, like, I got the material just by being in the classroom. I didn't need extra studying. It was easy for me. But of course, I did things that pissed the teacher off too, because like I was heavily competitive with one of my fellow classmates, and we didn't do it for the sake of the knowledge, but for the sake of one-upping each other. So literally, and my sister had him later in life. And he goes, "You're Kyle's younger sister?" And she goes, "Yeah." And he's like, "You're the younger sibling of my worst nightmare." And I'm like, oh my god, I need to see him again. Unfortunately, he retired. Like my sister was in his last class, and he retired, and he moved to Spain because he's Spanish. And I'm just like, no, I'll never see him again. But yeah, like that's what happened. And yeah, teachers do play favorites. You could easily take your studies of science well into university. Have you ever considered that? I can't say I have. Well, what have you considered for your future, that is? I can't say that I put much thought into my future. For a moment, I'm distinctly reminded of Lily's questioning me about the same subject. It's only been a little after over 5 months since I was gasping for air on the ground. It's too soon for me to be thinking about the future. And besides, Hanako's problems seem much bigger to me right now. That's technically wrong because you're thinking about you're living life on a day-to-day basis. Some people live like 5 years in the future. And it's hard to do that, but the thing is, like, the average person does live day to day. But it's only after they've achieved some level of stability. Muto gives a disapproving sigh before continuing. Think of this place as an opportunity. Here you have boundless facilities, good teachers, plus the added bonus of the nurse and his staff. You should be doing nothing but thinking of the future. Right. As I raised my head to meet his gaze, a thought occurs to me. It's almost like Muto has totally sidestepped the issue at hand. Excuse me, but why do none of the staff seem to care when Hanako skips class? I've seen you watch her walk out of the class more than once. Shouldn't you at least say something? Well, Nakai, it's not that simple. Every student here has special needs. If it weren't for that, then we wouldn't have a school here. For example, I wouldn't keep you in this class if you were having trouble breathing, would I? But that's not... Muto cuts me up before I can even think about finishing my sentence. Ikizawa's case is very much like that, but instead of CPR or a pacemaker, what she needs is time and space. The faculty has made me aware of this from the day she arrived here, thus whenever she feels the need to leave the class, we let her do so. And even though she isn't a star pupil, she seems to pass all of her exams, so it hasn't affected her ability to study. Isn't that enough? I open my mouth to protest, but I can't find fault in his argument. While her condition does seem at first to be wholly physiological, its worst effects have been on her psyche. It still puts me off, though. Isn't he just passing on the responsibility for her problem? No, he's not! He's doing the best with what he's given. He has, 100 students he has to deal with. The thing is, the best thing for him to do with Hanako is to let her deal with it at her own pace. The thing is, if she makes a breakthrough, it's based on her. And as a teacher, you can't force the breakthrough. You can't. A lot of teachers try to force the breakthrough, but the thing is, that's the worst thing you can possibly do to a person who has shut themselves within themselves so hard that what they're willing to do is just do the best they can and not progress any further. You can't do that. What he's doing is the right thing to do. It's hard to see that from his perspective because what he is thinking is from a neurotypical standpoint of we want Hanako to fit in with the rest of us, and by that you make her normal. And the thing is, you can't really do that. You have to make her do it at her pace, because if she recovers and does it at her own pace, she will be better for it. But the thing is, because of what Hanako has gone through, it's going to be extremely, extremely slow. So it's all about patience. Patience is a virtue when dealing with someone like Hanako. You can't force it. Sorry I'm ranting. I'm really sorry I'm ranting. I feel very strongly about this. Surely she can't go like this for her entire life. True, but you gotta make some exceptions. I understand that you might not be used to this kind of thing yet. It's been a big change for you. That said, it's less than a year until graduation now. Maybe you won't have to get used to this school, but if you keep your head down, I'm sure you'll do well enough in your exams. I numbly nod, wanting more to simply acknowledge the fact that I'm listening than out of agreement. I felt like that I was getting used to the school, but it feels like I've just been thrown back. It's just been thrown back in my face. It's mostly because you weren't thinking deeply of it, Hisao. It's not your fault. The thing is, had you been in the school since day one, had you been diagnosed with arrhythmia in your freshman year of high school, maybe you would be more cognizant of this. But it's not your fault. But what about Hanako? I believe, well, I hope that she'll perform well enough to do what she wants to do. What that is, I don't know. Not all students leave school with an idea of what they want to do, unfortunately. He takes care to emphasize the last word, as if it wasn't quite clear enough already, and gives me a moment to mull his words over. Today has been a troublesome day for you, and I doubt you'd be able to concentrate much after all that's happened, so I'll allow you to take the rest of the day off. Your grades have been good in this class so far, which makes me think you won't have any trouble catching up on what we've been doing. He gives us a small smile along with his praise, as if to make up for the seriousness of his lecturing before now. He's like, you're doing good in my class, so take a break. Just go. You're friends with Hanako, I get it. Look out for her. That I would have done the same thing, personally. Go collect your things and I'll see you tomorrow. Right. Thank you. Muto's roundabout speech has left my thoughts scattered. I'm still not any closer to working out what I could do to help Hanako. If anything, and my mind is still all the more confused after what Muto said. I'm also still bothered by the fact that Hanako was helped at least as much by Shizune, her enemy by proxy, as by myself. I don't know whether that's just male bravado or genuine concern. I'm pretty sure that's bravado at this point. While I collect Hanako and my things from the class, I continue to try and sort out my feelings. I want to be able to say that I understand her and that I'm there for her, but while I might have been able to say just yesterday, I can't say it now. I wish I could. Before I do the whole mid-roll spiel, The one thing that I can say as a general piece of advice to everyone out there, you will never 100% understand another person. There's no way you can do that. You can't. You're not in their head. You don't know how they process emotion. You don't know how they process words. You don't know how they process like the world around them. Everyone does that differently. It was the same thing with Rin, in that like we weren't sure how to handle her. It's the same thing with Hanako. It's one of those things where it's like understanding comes with comes with time and a lot of spending that time together, and the understanding will come extremely slowly. It's a slow burn, but it's what's necessary to build a proper bond. Effort, time, and understanding. It takes time. And sometimes people don't understand this in high school because you spend every day with each other, but you don't realize that a school setting is just a school setting. If you know someone outside of school, you know them better than if you just know them in school. There's always that difference. There's always that difference. But anyway, that seems like a good time for me to ask you guys to, hey, hit that subscribe button as well as notification bell to know when I upload videos regularly. I try to keep my uploads from Monday to Friday, at least one a day. Sometimes it's two, but I try to keep my uploads on time every day at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But anyway, thank you guys for doing that, and let's get back to the game now, shall we? Excuse me. I lay in my bed trying to collect my thoughts. After Hanako's panic attack, I found myself fundamentally reassessing the relationship we share and what I know about her. I had a hard enough time dealing with 4 months in the hospital. One look at her scar tells me that she was in one for a lot longer than I was. Be that as it may, I know next to nothing about her past. She has told me about the house fire, but only in the most basic way. And what of her family? I still haven't asked Lily about them. There hasn't been a good opportunity to bring it up. I don't know where she grew up, or where her old school was like, nor of her past friends or wishes and ambitions. Not even her taste in music, food, and movies, all the little things that I know about all my old friends. Just what have I been doing for all this time that I've been with her and Lily? Your best. Your best, man. In the distance, I hear the bell signaling the end of classes. With any luck, Lily will soon realize that neither Hanako and I are around and return to the dormitories. My mobile phone starts to ring, cutting my thinking short. It quite startles me, as I've rarely been called since coming to Yamaku. Hello, Hisa Nakai speaking. Oh, Hisa, I'm glad I found you. You weren't in any of our usual places, so I thought this would be the fastest way to contact you. I probably should have guessed it would be Lily, as she's one of the few people I've given my number to. Even through the phone, her voice sounds slightly on edge. Hanako and I left class early. She had some kind of panic attack. The line goes silent, and if it weren't for background static, I would have thought Lily had hung up on me. I understand. Could you come by my room? I'd like to talk with you. Sure, I'd appreciate the chance to have a bit of a talk, actually. Good. I also have some bad news. I think we should discuss this in person. It's hard to grasp the seriousness of the situation from Lily's tone. She sounds so calm most of the time, but that could be a good or bad thing, depending on how you look at it. Okay, I'll be right there. Oh no! You see, like, the other times when the game was like, oh, the bad is coming, the bad is here, the rising action is happening until we hit the climax, before it would be because of the communication between Hisao and the girl. And here it's kind of the same thing, in that the communication is one way, and Hanako's trying her best to meet him halfway, but can't bring herself to do it. But the thing is, it's that Hisa does not know how to help her, Lily does not know how to help her, they only know how to be there for her. And the thing is, it might not be enough. And the thing is, it's not enough because Hanako herself is not trying to actively change. She is trying, but sometimes something knocks her back down and she closes herself off again. It's a very complicated situation. God. I click Hanako's school things from my desk and head straight for Lily's room. I wrap my knuckles on her door and soon she calls me in. Lily sits at the table inside her room, looking a little worse for wear. I guess that's because of the bad news. I follow her gesture of invitation. I sit across from her and lay Hanako's things on the table. Well, there's no point in either of us waiting. Would you mind if I go first, Hisao? What happened today? My memory of the incident is already beginning to fade, but as I explain it best as I can to Lily. Inviting Hanako to work with the group, she's named Misha's questioning, our forward to town getting discovered, and the subsequent panic attack. I add she's interjection almost as an afterthought, but Lily seems to be taking some kind of comfort in hearing it. I guess rivals don't become rivals for no reason. There must be some history there, but now isn't the time to explore it. Wait, what? I see. She had said her therapist sessions were helping, but I had my doubts. It's quite a shame. Her birthday had caused problems before, but I had hoped that she would have improved with you around, and the more intensive therapy. Where is Hanako now? Last time I saw her, she was in the infirmary. I guess she's gone back to her room by now. She wasn't in the library or the tea room when I checked, so I can only assume that too. You said you also had some bad news. What's the matter? Does it concern Hanako? Lily shifts her position, the way of saying she's searching for the right words. Is this when, like, she has to go back, she has to go to Germany to see her parents? Oh no, Scotland. Scotland to see her parents. My bad. I keep thinking she's German. No, she's Scottish. I played a route too. I'm ashamed of myself. My aunt has fallen gravely ill, and I'm afraid I'm going to be heading back to Scotland to visit her and spend some time with my family. What? Is she alright? When do you leave? I'm not altogether sure of exactly how she's faring at the moment. Though I heard she was stable. I'll be leaving Saturday. It's the earliest flight I could get. Stable, that's code word for she needs to stay in the hospital. I've been stable long enough to know that, and to know that doesn't necessarily mean someone is in good condition, but merely treading water. On the upside, stable is much better than critical condition. At least she's not on the brink of death. Stable, that's a relief. Yes, but this means I won't be there for Hanako's birthday. I wanted to tell you now so we could think of something before we told Hanako, but after today's events, I'm not even sure if there's going to be an issue if we simply cancel the party. I don't think it's a good idea. Hanako already knows that we're planning a party now, so go back on that seems like the wrong thing to do. Also, we should do something for your going away, right? You make it sound as if I won't be coming back. If all goes well, I should be away for a week, though possibly two. That's one relief, at least. With that in mind, what do you suggest then? Given the circumstances, I don't think karaoke is really appropriate. You're not going away for the greatest of reasons, but having too much fun would feel wrong. What did you do for her birthday last year? Last year, I literally couldn't get her out of her room. She'd locked the door. All I could do was leave food outside for her, making sure that she was at least eating well. This is perhaps the most depressed I've ever seen and heard Lily act. I feel sorry for her, given how defeated she must feel about to be unable to help her closest friend. Perhaps it would be better to throw the party before you leave. That does sound like it would be the easiest option. I think we should at least tell Hanako both about your trip and her party. I have her things from class as well. That's a good point. Should we go visit her now? I think that would be a good idea. Part of me is dying to see Hanako. Last time I saw her looked like death walking. At least these last 3 hours have torn me apart just about thinking about that. We quietly get up and file out of Lily's room. Hanako's room is next door in the same hallway. Knocking lightly gets us no response, but the door proves to be unlocked. Lily pauses for a moment as the handle unexpectedly moves under her hand before opening the door. Hanako! I feel bad. She's such a sweet little girl. She doesn't deserve this. Hanako's room is startlingly bare and monotone. There are no decorations on the plain white walls, a plain dark blue blanket, and only a few books, papers, and purely utilitarian items on the shelf. Hey, a Brita filter! I have one of those. Even her bed sheets are monochrome. The entire room feels as subdued as Hanako's character. Baby girl, no! Oh, I want to give her a hug, but she might not need that right now. Hanako herself is laying curled up on her bed. She may not be crying now, but her eyes are closed tightly to stop herself, and the tracks left by her tears still sit on her reddened cheeks. I walk quietly in and sit her bag down on her desk, afraid of startling her too much. Hello, Hanako. Hisa told me about what happened today. Are you alright? Hanako's eyes open, though only a little. I'm okay. She tilts her head slightly to look at me, noticing my grimacing before I can hide it. Sorry for making you worried. Baby girl, you're fine! It's not your fault! It's okay. You just need to worry about recovering and being a better person tomorrow. I feel so bad! Ah! Really, I'm fine now. She really doesn't look nor sound okay, though at least she seems more calm than she was before. She still looks as if if the slightest breath could emotionally break her. I said it before, right? You don't need to be sorry for this. He sounds right. shouldn't have hidden something like that, like a birthday celebration from you. I see Hanako shiver at the word. Lily picks up on the silence that follows and crouches at Hanako's level. It's something to do with her birthday causes the trigger. It's something to do with her birthday. I don't know what it is, but her birthday definitely triggers her. I can put two and two together, but I don't want to make an assumption right now. I'm the one who should be sorry, Hanako. Hanako's eyes open to peer at Lily. She looks at Lily for some time, taking her in with those dark, analytical eyes of hers. Lily must have made the right impression on her as Hanako recovers enough to prop herself up on the bed and shift to sitting on its side. Hanako worries about many things, but troubling others is foremost among them. Hearing Hanako shuffling, Lily moves forward and feels out the side of the bed, eventually taking a seat beside her and taking Hanako's left hand in both of hers. The feeling of me being out of place when the two are together has lessened the time we've known each other, but it's still occasionally very much there. This is one of those times, I think. Lily, if you want me to go... I don't want that. Lily and I are both surprised at Hanako mustering her courage. A half-mumbled okay is all I can give her in reply. I take her desk chair to sit in. Hanako, I'm afraid I have some bad news. So Lily's gonna break the news now. With Hanako having affirmed our relationship so clearly, perhaps Lily thought the timing was good, or at least as good as it will ever be. My aunt has fallen ill, so I need to return to my family for a time. Concern replaces Hanako's remorseful expression. Your family? You mean in Scotland, right? That's right. Akira and I will be leaving Saturday. So you're going away? I won't be gone for long. Probably only a week or two. I'll be back before you know it. And Hisao will be here, right? That's right. I'm not going anywhere. Hanako seems to take only minor comfort in this, but she only manages to summon some resolve from somewhere inside of her. Is your aunt gonna be alright? I'm not sure. Silence falls. It's depressing that the thing to truly bring Hanako out of her rut is another misfortune. I decided to bring up the other matter that brought us here, to distract at least in part from the dismal feeling permeating the room. Anyway, we were thinking that it would be a good idea to have a going-away party for Lily, and it could double as... yeah. I cut myself up before mentioning her birthday, as that seems to be a trigger for such fierce emotions within her. Lily gives Hanako's hand a gentle squeeze. Is it alright by you, Hanako? It won't be anything lavish or overdone, just something small in my room. So, just in the school? Just us? That's right, just the three of us. If you like, I could ask Akira to come as well. Okay. You're only going for a week? A week or two, yes. I promise you it won't be any longer. Okay. Most people would be upset about hearing about a friend's family member falling ill and having a party, but with Hanako it seems that both events are on the same level. Alright then. Looks like you need a rest, Hanako, so it might be best if we all went back to our rooms for now. You know that if you ever want anything, you can always talk to me or Hisao, right? Lily's voice is pensive, an unusual edge for someone as confident as in herself as she. I understand. Thank you, Lily. Hisao. Well then, good night, Hanako. Night. I let out a long breath after the door closes behind us. It feels like a little like I've been deep underwater, and only now have been able to come up for air. Lily doesn't seem to be doing well either. She looks pale and drawn. Are you alright? I'm just a little tired. It's been hectic recently. Have you slept at all? A little tired sounds like an understatement given how you usually look. I think I managed to get a couple hours of sleep before class. I'll be okay. I feel bad about pressing Lily right now. I think both of us are pretty tired from everything that's happened as well. I think you should get some rest. It's been a big day and staying up isn't good for your complexion. Thank you for your concern, Hisao. Good night then. Okay. Night, Lily. I leave Lily in the hallway. She opens the door to her room and begin to make my way up to my own. As I walk down the quiet hallway, I can't get the image of Hanako out of my mind, huddled and pitiable, lying helpless with tears on her cheeks. I begin to think that she was just a normal, if extremely shy person, but her problems run much deeper. I'm trying to take our relationship further than what we share right now. When she's so fragile and vulnerable, it wouldn't be right. I don't need to be more than her friend in order to protect her, to try and stop anything like this from ever happening again. The possibility of my feelings for her going beyond that, it doesn't matter anymore. Hanako's precious to me, and that's why I can't take advantage of her. But even so, there's still that sting I feel when I think that way. I get it. And he's doing the right thing. He's honestly doing the right thing. For now, I need to sleep. Tomorrow, hopefully, will be a better day. Okay, I knew there was going to be a wipe happening soon, so I'm getting better at that. But, God, that was heavy. That was emotionally heavy. God. But yeah, Okay, so... Oh god. Oh god, that was emotionally taxing. Because I feel for Hanako, I really do. The thing is, I can't wholeheartedly relate because I've been in the situation of I don't like attention, I don't like. I feel apprehensive in talking to other people that I'm not familiar with, blah 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 blah. But the thing is, her scars run a lot deeper, and like I said, and we don't have all the facts straight. And once again, the nurse can't tell us without permission, and things like that. And with Hisao knowing that he has feelings for Hanako, and he's like, I can't pursue those feelings right now. Hanako is not in the right state for that, and that's the best thing you could say in that situation, because like, if you tried pursuing a romantic interest in someone like this, you have to make sure that they're mentally stable. And right now, Hanako is volatile, so if you would try to do that, you would be taking advantage of her emotionally. So, like, what Hisao is doing right now, even though it hurts, is by far the best thing for him to do. And he's doing the right thing, and I'm proud of him for doing that. But yeah, this was a very emotionally heavy episode. The last, like, 2 or 3 episodes have been emotionally heavy. And, oh god, I need a break. I need to take a break. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from me or from the series, hit the subscribe button. And as always, you're now exiting the Shadyverse. My name is Shades, and I hope you've enjoyed your day in the Shades. See you guys next time. Bye. I need a nap.